Okay, ooh, let me turn that sound down a bit. Crap. Okay, a little less. There we go, 10%. Hi there. So, if you're watching this, that means that you are one of the Magnificent Seven. Hang on a second. Come here, you. Um, all right, let me start that over. Hi there. If you're watching this, that means that you're one of the Magnificent Seven that I. Oh, God damn it. Let's give this another go, shall we? Hi. If you're watching this, that means that you're one of the seven lucky people that I have selected to participate with me in something that I think could potentially be a very entertaining little series of videos. Um, Wherein we play Minecraft. Only here's the twist: we'll be using a mod that gives us the powers and abilities of a number of fairly popular superheroes. Um, so we'll do things like rescue villages and explore desert temples and fight world bosses. And occasionally, I think we'll throw in an encounter with a comic book villain like the Joker, who you can spawn as a monster with this mod. But let's start off by just taking a quick tour of the little base that I've built for our group, the Hall of Justice. We're going to ascend to the Hall of Justice now on this staircase made of quartz, which, as a material in Minecraft, I really enjoy, as you can see. Little gate to keep out the wandering, intruding mobs. This is the main meeting area of the Hall of Justice. Um, so let's just go through it quickly. You see the walls are lined with chests. What I've done is I've created these chests and I've gone through, and for each of the heroes that are included in this mod, I've put the relevant gear and costumes and weapons and all of that into the chests that are next to the item frames that hold the heroes' logos. Now I've called dibs on Superman. Let's just take a look at Superman's gear. You can see he doesn't really have much. He doesn't even have a headpiece to go with his costume. He's pretty standard in each chest. Everyone's got 6 copies of their costume gear. Now, the way this works, the costumes they function like armor. I believe, according to the mod description, that the each hero's costume is as effective, if not more effective, depending on the hero, as diamond armor. Also bound to the armor are enchantments that give the heroes their passive powers. Like, for example, Superman's speed and flight and super strength are bound to the different pieces of his costume. Some of the powers are bound to specific pieces. Others are kind of reliant on having a set bonus thing going on. Also included in the chests are the weapons and gear of each hero. As you can see, I've got a couple extra items for Superman's heat vision stored in here. And each hero also has in their chests 2 spare logos. Now, not every hero has a logo in game. Instead, where a hero lacks a logo. Let me turn my sound down again. Oh, that's all the way up. God damn. Where a hero lacks a logo, I'll do something like this. Like for Green Lantern, I put his ring in the item frame as his logo. Anyway, let's go hero by hero, and I'll kind of show you what they've got. We'll skip the costume pieces. Wonder Woman's powers, I mean, she's got super strength and super speed, kind of comparable to Superman. I think she's either got flight or enhanced jumping, one of the two. Her only piece of gear is the Lasso of Truth, which is it's a melee weapon. It doesn't actually do anything lasso-like, but she can attack and she can block with it as if it were a sword. And that's actually not too shabby. I'm sure this plus 19 attack damage bonus will stack nicely with her super strength enchantment. And because it's part of the superhero gear set, it's nearly unbreakable, so it won't suffer durability damage. One thing I should mention for flying heroes, the flight that these heroes get as part of their suites of powers, it does not function the same way that creative mode flight does in Minecraft. You're just kind of holding down the jump button, and it's kind of quirky. You need to get used to it. But basically, I wouldn't expect a flying hero to do very much fighting from the air, because it's not a very reliable type of flight. You're not going to be very maneuverable. Sometimes you'll lose altitude. It's quirky, and it's something that we need to get used to before we start relying on it in combat. That's all I'm saying. Let's take a look at some of Green Lantern's gear. Now, Green Lantern, I actually thought this was kind of clever, what the maker of this mod did. Green Lantern's gear consists of his ring, which is a ranged weapon that shoots little orbs of green willpower energy. Essentially, it's an infinite ammo range weapon. And he's also got a bunch of willpower tools and weapons. I suppose in the context of the game, these are energy constructs created by his ring. So he's got a full set. He's got pickaxes, axes, shovels, swords, and up here he's got a hoe and shears, and he's got something called a pexel, which I'm guessing is just a cross between the pickaxe and his and the sword. He's also got 2 extra power rings, which are going to be serving for his logos, which I'll show you what to do with in a minute. Flash has no real gear apart from his costume. Obviously his main superpower is his ability to run very fast. He's the fastest out of all the heroes. And his special dash you activate by pressing F while moving forward, which makes him move even faster than his normal move speed. Martian Manhunter also does not have much in the way of gear. However, he's got super strength. I believe he's got the same flight abilities as Superman and Wonder Woman. But his main ability, possibly game-breaking, is that he is innately invisible, as if he had a potion of invisibility. I believe it only affects mobs. I believe that other players will be able to see him just fine. If not, then that may be a problem for the videos, and maybe we can figure it out and see if there's a like if the invisibility comes as part of a set bonus. Maybe he can do something like remove his boots when he wants to be visible and put them on when he wants to be invisible, something like that. Cyborg, I forget offhand what buffs his costume gives him. but his only piece of gear is his sound amplifier, which is basically just a infinite ammo missile weapon. So that's kind of what he does. Aquaman, the most unfairly maligned comic book hero in the history of comic book heroes. This rendition of Aquaman is kind of the badass Aquaman. It's the one that has the beard. His main piece of gear, I stocked his gear chest with raw fish just because. His only piece of real gear is his trident, which, in addition to being a decent melee weapon, the right-click function of the trident allows you to summon Atlantean fish people. Each right-click will spawn an individual fish person mob, which will then follow Aquaman around as long as he's got the trident in hand, and it will attack hostile mobs nearby. As far as the powers of the various heroes, that's a pretty useful one. If I were, for some reason, forced to pick a hero other than Superman to be, I would definitely be picking Aquaman. So all of the haters who are, big on that popular smear that Aquaman sucks, you may have to eat a little bit of crow in this mod. Then we have Green Arrow, whose only piece of gear is his bow. It's an improved Minecraft bow. It's got 100% accuracy, which only means that it fires in a straight line rather than arcing the way that a normal bow does. And I also believe that if you draw the bowstring all the way back, it will spread fire arrows. That being said, it does still require arrows in order to function, so I gave you a bunch of them in the gear chest. It may be worth farming components to make more arrows for Green Arrow if someone decides to be him. I believe that by way of powers, he's got a modest strength boost, a modest speed boost, and possibly jump boost. That seems to be what's going on with my beacons? That seems to be kind of what they do for the normal humans without power in this mod. Speaking of normal humans without power, Nightwing is our first member of the Batman family that we'll be looking at. You see that for his logo, I just used a copy of his chest gear because it's got this little Nightwing emblem on it. His gear is pretty representative of the rest of the members of the Batman family. He's got these wingdings, which are his batarangs. He's got a bat glider, which the Batman family heroes use to glide from heights. Now, important thing to note, as far as I have seen, all of the heroes are immune to fall damage. I could be wrong. I've only really played with these guys in creative mode, so I'm wondering what they'll be like in survival mode. His melee weapon is an Eskrima stick, and it doesn't look that impressive. It's only +3 attack damage. I don't know. Someone who picks Nightwing can play with this and see if there's any other benefit, but I didn't see any special thing that it does on right click. He's got a grappling hook. The grappling hooks are kind of cool because they're short range teleport, kind of like what the Endermen do. And all the members of the Batman family have a grapple gun. You got a couple spares in here, and smoke pellets. I'm not sure how useful the smoke pellets are, but they're kind of cool, so everyone's got one anyway. Let's see. Red Hood is also a member of the Batman family. Now, anyone who is familiar with their Batman lore knows that the Red Hood is actually Jason Todd, who was the second Robin. So I gave in the Red Hood's gear chests, he's got 6 spare sets of his Red Hood gear, and then he's also got 6 sets of the Jason Todd Robin costume. So he's got an optional second set of gear that he can slip into, and his gadgets and weapons kind of reflect his heritage as a pretty prominent member of the Batman family. He's got the Robin grappling guns, and he's got the throwing birds. He has a dagger, basically just a sword that's got a shorter blade, bullets for his pistols, and grenades, and also smoke pellets, because why not? Over here, Shazam. Now this is the new 52 version of the Shazam costume, so it comes with a hood. Actually, let's not call him Shazam. Let's be defiant, and whoever picks this character will be going by the name Captain Marvel. Oh, that's another thing. As we play through our adventures, I'm going to have to insist on a little bit of role-playing. But silly role-playing. So when we use our powers and we accidentally blow up a villager's house, we'll just kind of play it off like we don't really care. We're going to go for comedy rather than seriousness. I hope you're aware of this. Anyway, as I was saying, the costume that's in this mod is based on the new 52 Captain Marvel costume, so he's got a hood. And I think it actually looks kind of stupid, but because of the set bonuses for the powers, and I'm not sure if there are any powers that are bound to the hood, it's also worth noting that the hood might be worth wearing purely for the sake of armor. Because, again, each of these pieces is as strong as diamond armor. Using, again, his chest piece for the logo. And we'll look up here. He doesn't really have any gear, which kind of sucks, because as the character is created in this mod, he doesn't have any powers. So what I did was I gave him one of the Mandarin's rings. And yes, the Mandarin shows up as one of the spawnable supervillain bosses in this mod. I gave him the Electro Blast ring from the Mandarin, so that with this ring, Captain Marvel can actually call down lightning bolts, which he should be able to do anyway. But with this ring, he gains that ability. 2 more Robins here, in addition to Jason Todd. Over here we have the Tim Drake Robin and his costume. This is just, it's labeled as normal Robin stuff. He's got bat glider, throwing birds. He's got a battle staff, grappling hooks, smoke pellets, 2 spare logos. Over here we have the Damian Wayne version of Robin. He's got his Damian Wayne's suit, bat glider, throwing birds, grapple, staff, and smoke pellets. So if there's a big clamor for people who want to play as Robin, we've got 3 options for you. And finally, Batgirl, whose abilities and items are pretty close to Batman's. We'll see Batman in a minute. Batman doesn't keep his stuff in the main meeting hall. He's got a separate Batcave of his own down below. Batarangs, bat gliders, grappling hooks, bat bombs, which are pretty cool. She's also got an antidote pill, which I'm not sure how to use. I'm guessing that it maybe negates wither, maybe the wither poison used by wither skeletons. And I'm assuming that it's consumed like a food item, because I wasn't able to use it in creative mode, and in creative mode you can't eat. So I'm guessing that that's what this is. So, as you can see, this entire side of the hall was DC heroes. Over here, we have our Marvel heroes, and we'll start with Iron Man. which Steve actually has dibs on. Iron Man has his Iron Man suit, and his only piece of gear is his repulsor, which allows him to shoot little explosive energy bombs. Now, Iron Man has an alternate costume, just like the Red Hood. He has two alternate costumes. He has his Hulkbuster suit, and he has his Mark I suit. They each have different powers and abilities. The Mark I actually is pretty useless. I don't expect Steve to ever be using this. But there you go. I forget specifically what abilities each suit has. But, you know, Steve's got options as Iron Man. Then we have Captain America. His only bit of gear is his shield, which is a melee weapon that he can also throw. And it's an infinite use ranged weapon. It doesn't bounce back, unfortunately. That would have been cool. But I expect that that's more to do with the limitations of Minecraft than an oversight of the mod creator. The mod creator is obviously very into all of these characters and has done a really good job of representing them using just what is available to him in terms of the way that Minecraft is already set up. The one thing that's kind of a little silly about the shield is that he can attack with it and he can throw with it, but he can't actually block with it because the throw function is bound to the right mouse click, which is usually what you would use in Minecraft to block with, like, your sword or whatever. Or in Wonder Woman's case, block with your lasso. Hulk has no gear at all, just the armor bits that make him look green and naked. He doesn't really need it either. He's got pretty impressive super strength. He's got crazy jumping ability, almost better than some of the flying characters in terms of his ability to move around. And then Thor. Thor's only equipment is his hammer Mjolnir, which, just looking at this now, and again, I don't have a lot of experience with mods, but this plus 52 attack damage is one of the highest attack damage ratings that I've seen on a melee weapon in Minecraft. This pretty much one-shot most of the mobs that we run across. Mjolnir also has a right-click function, which allows Thor to call down a lightning bolt, just like the ring that I gave to Captain Marvel. Although arguably Mjolnir's better because its melee attack is better. And by the way, that plus 52 attack doesn't even count the strength boost that Thor has from his costume. We have Ant-Man. I used Ant-Man's helmet as his logo, as you can see in the item frame here. Ant-Man has a sonic ant call, which I didn't play with, but I imagine it's sort of like... it's either like Aquaman's trident in that it summons ants to come and fight for Ant-Man, or it's like Batman's sonic bat call, which just fills the area with bats that distract and confuse mobs in the area. Yeah, so it either summons mobs to help you fight, or summons harmless little ants that'll only get in the way of whatever's attacking you. Either way, we're probably going to be crafting a diamond sword for him so that he's not completely useless. The Wasp, again, I used her headpiece as her logo. She's got her Wasp stinger as her only piece of gear. Black Panther, I didn't really play around with Black Panther's costume, so I don't know what powers and buffs it gives. but he's got his claws, which are not too shabby as melee weapons. Spider-Man also didn't play with his costume. I did, however, play with his web shooter. It's not what you think. I sort of feel like his web shooter should have been more like Batman's grapple gun. Instead, what it does is it shoots out a little ball of webbing, and when it hits something solid, it turns into a patch of spider web like you would find in a dungeon in Minecraft. And for those of you who haven't played Minecraft or haven't been to dungeons and don't know what they do, you can pass through spider web, but it slows you down. So basically, Spider-Man's role is kind of crowd control. So yeah, that's what he does. I imagine he's also got super strength, so if we put a diamond sword on him, he'll be kind of useful in melee combat. We have Wolverine. Again, I used his mask as his logo because Spider-Man, I think, is the only one here who's got a proper logo to himself. His only piece of gear are his claws. Twice as much damage as Black Panther's claws, but I'm sure Black Panther has other redeeming qualities. Wolverine can regenerate very quickly, so that'll be useful. His adamantium claws. Fantastic. Deadpool. I really hate Deadpool. I'm actually a little annoyed that due to fan service alone he was included in this mod, but whatever. I think he might have regeneration as well. I obviously didn't play around with his costume. I stuffed his gear chest full of weapons. He's got a sword that's his own. I thought it was appropriate to give him pistols, grenades, and bullets for his gun. So those are the heroes that we have to choose from. Now you'll notice the large meeting table that dominates the center of the room. There are 12 seats around the meeting table. At the beginning of story arcs in our series, we will assemble in this meeting hall. Now you'll notice that each one of these chairs has an item frame. This is just kind of, flavoring and role-playing business here. But each one of these chairs has an item frame into which, once you selected your hero, you will go to your hero gear chest or chests, and you'll take one of these spare logos that you have, and you'll pick one of the chairs around the meeting table, and you'll pop it into the item frame. And then that will be your chair. And when we have our mission briefings or our mission debriefings, that is where you will sit. Okay, but this meeting chamber is not the be-all and end-all of the Hall of Justice. Although I do really like the way it looks. Here, check this out. It's got this really nice Mount Olympus Greek temple kind of feel to the place, kind of extending the metaphor that we've seen in so many plot arcs in both Marvel and DC, where this big moral question arises of what right do these super powerful beings have to police normal human beings, gods upon Olympus and all that. So we're literally going to be gods on Olympus, and there's going to be no intentional provocation of deep thought. We're just going to use our powers and blow things up and break blocks, potentially kill innocent victims in the process, but in the name of justice, so it'll be cool. Okay, so we've done our tour of the meeting hall. Beacons are going kind of crazy there. Come out here and come down the stairs, and we go into the sub-level of the Hall of Justice. From this hallway here, you can access the dormitories, and this is where you're going to use the second of your spare superhero logos. So there are two dormitory halls. They're not marked, and there's nothing really differentiating them other than that I put them in different places, and I had to curve this hallway because I was running out of room under the mountain. So you come down here, and each one of the dormitory halls has three bedrooms. And each bedroom has kind of a standard set of equipment. Hold on here. Oh, no. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to turn on the rain. I meant to switch to survival quickly. Let's wait for the noisy rain to stop. There we go. Maybe I should... Ooh. Oh, I see how it opens. Okay. Sorry, I thought the door was hinged weird, or it was a graphical glitch, but no, it opens inward instead of outward. So each bedroom has kind of the same layout. There's a bed, there's a chest in which you can store crap that you find. There are two decorative pictures on the wall, and there's a jukebox. And each room, in each chest, there's a complimentary music disc which you can pop in to play your music. Yeah. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay. Now, as we progress, you're free to modify the decor in your dormitory room as you like. Once you've claimed one of the rooms, though, what you're going to do is you're going to break the sign here and put it back up, and you'll have an opportunity to type your name, or, you know, this is Superman's room, this is the room of Superman, or just Superman, whatever you feel like doing, up on the sign here, and then you pop your second spare logo into the item frame so that it looks nice. And it's like people walking by, they'll be like, oh, hey, that's Superman's room. So there's 3 rooms in each dormitory hall. There's 2 dormitory halls. That's 6 bedrooms. Now, you may be wondering about that. Why are there 6 bedrooms? At the beginning of the video, I did say there were 7 people who were going to be playing this mod with me. Or 7 people total, including me. Only 6 bedrooms, though. Only 6 beds in the Hall of Justice. What's up with this? Well, Batman has a bat cave under the Hall of Justice, and that's where he's going to sleep. So you see he's got the bat bed here. He's got a chest with his 2 spare logos. Actually, he only needs 1, doesn't he? Alright. Here, let's do this. So he only needs 1 logo, so I'll just pop that there and pop that in there. Perfect. So this is then going to be the logo that Batman will use to mark his chair in the meeting hall. By the way, Mike, I've given you dibs as Batman, mostly because during the D&D brunch Minecraft LAN party, you kept saying you were Batman anyway. So now you've got to live up to it, buddy. Sorry about that. This bat cave is not very extensive. It pretty much is just big enough for things that he needs. He's got a bat arsenal here. Batman has the most spare weapons out of any of the other heroes. He's got a ton of batarangs, a ton of bat bombs. Sonic Bat Call, that just summons the bat mobs, the passive bats from regular Minecraft. They don't do anything or attack anyone, but if you spawn a lot of them at once, they will get in the way of whatever's attacking you and maybe give you a little bit of an edge in combat. Smoke pellet, again, I don't find particularly useful, but maybe you will. And grapple guns. And then over here, your Batman costume and your Bat glider. Now over here is the Bat computer. I actually downloaded another mod and I installed it and I'm running it together with the superhero mod. It's it's called Computer Craft, and I don't really know how it works. But anyway, I gave you a full set of computer gear here for the Bat computer. If you, Mike, want to play around with it and figure out how to use it, more power to you. But for now, it's just basically kind of role-playing scenery in the Batcave. And over here, we have Alfred Pennyworth, the loyal Bat butler. Hey, Alfred. Now, Alfred actually does something useful here, besides making grunting noises. When you interact with him, he will take, for every 18 pieces of coal you give him, he will give you an emerald, which could be useful in trading with the villagers that we totally rescue while we're using our superpowers. Now back here, kind of the back side of the Bat computer, there's a chest here with floppy disks for use with the Bat computer. Again, I don't know how it works, but I just included everything here on the off chance that Mike would like to figure this out and play with it a bit. There's a door here that leads outside from the Bat Cave. There is also here, it's this exit here is covered by a waterfall. I thought that was kind of appropriate for Batman. Okay, moving on from the Batcave. I should maybe widen those stairs a bit. Up here is the crafting hall and the galley. So we have basically all of the crafting equipment that a team of superheroes could ever need. We got a couple crafting tables here, a bunch of forges. In this chest, I've got some spare books for enchanting, a couple pieces of coal and charcoal for fuel for the forges, a couple of pre-enchanted books that I supplied, on the off chance that we make a couple of weapons or tools that we want to put on breaking or fortune on, might be useful. We've got an anvil in case we want to effect any repairs or merge items with different enchantments. Enchanting table here, complete with a ton of bookshelves. Over here is the alchemy station, a couple of empty glass bottles, cauldrons full of water, and then up here, up the stairs to the galley. Now the galley can serve as an alternate meeting place. Bunch of tables here, all set up. The main use is food storage, though, and I've got a bunch of chests here stocked with various foodstuffs, bread, pork, potatoes, steaks, chickens, mushroom stew, fish dinner, fruit and vegetables, and desserts, including cakes. So before we go off on missions, it'd be wise for us to stop in here and stock up on stuff to eat, because even superheroes eventually lose hunger. Let me see here. Just sprint around, see if I can damage some of my... That hunger is still going to be a thing, even for superheroes. We also are probably going to want to, in our downtime between missions, obviously not anything that needs to be filmed, but just we should make sure to restock our chests of food. It's more important, or it's something that's easy enough for us to do on our own without using cheats or creative mode. I will be, however, restocking the gear chests with our superhero gear from creative mode every once in a while, just making sure, topping things off, and making sure that we have enough in case we lose gear, because I don't know. I think that it's possible that there are things out there that can kill us in our superhero gear. And if that happens, I want to make sure that we have spares. So that, in the off chance that some of our superhero items are destroyed, we can still carry on as the Justice League. And then there's a door out here, an alternate exit from the galley. This is a nice little platform that flying heroes can use to, leap into the air without having to take the stair exit or whatever. I just thought it'd be nice to have an extra exit here, since the way that this mountain was formed. We got this little arch, this natural arch here. I really do like this. Fly. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm in survival mode. Yeah, let's go back to creative. There we go. I do like kind of the natural way that this, and this was the way that this mountain was formed naturally when the world was spawned. There are a bunch of nice mountains. This mountain over here, we could probably do something with it. You'll notice there are a couple of mobs in the environment that are new and strange, like this guy here, the escaped prison convict. And over here I saw another guy. He's hiding in there, but he's got a stereotypical... Oh, there's another one over there. Ski mask and horizontal black stripes. You know that's the outfit of choice for a bad guy. These guys spawn throughout the world, and they're probably going to be some of our most commonly encountered enemies. The standard enemies like the creepers and the zombies and the skeletons, they'll also be spawning, and we'll also be killing them. But in the meantime, we'll also have crooks and escaped convicts to deal with and kill in the world. Okay, so I think that's all that I need to show you guys in this video. I do actually have a couple of plans in mind for things that we can do. Like I said, one of our maiden excursions as superheroes should be finding a village, naming it after a comic book location, like say Gotham City or Metropolis or something like that, and then defending said town against one of the nighttime zombie raids, with collateral damage more than expected, especially with superhero powers that are as devastating and indiscriminate as Thor and Captain Marvel's lightning bolts and Iron Man's repulsor beam. So yeah, I'm hoping that what I've showed you in this video is enticing, at least to the six of you that I have in mind to join me in this. Mostly because I think that you're all pretty hilarious, and getting us all together in the context of aping superheroes strikes me as one of the funniest things ever. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think, and we're gonna be setting up the server that'll be hosting these adventures. Maybe we'll also set up a temporary server so that you guys can make a more informed choice and kind of play around with some of the costumes and see who you want to be. Yeah, so okay, I'm going to end this video now. Clearly I didn't write a script. So video end.